Enter a new challenger to West Coast cruising. Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas is going to be the largest cruise to ever sail from California. With over 2,000 cabins at 16 decks tall, she's got an indoor sports complex, a unique floor-to-ceiling window, venue, plenty of space to relax. She's gonna change California cruising, our home, for the next few days. It's time to get aboard, and it's time to wake up. Good morning, I'm Steven, and welcome back to Los Angeles. It's been a while since we've done this. Dropped off our luggage, we've checked in, everything smooth as can be, and now it's time to get aboard Ovation of the Seas. First steps aboard Ovation of the Seas. Yes, we're aboard. Welcome aboard Ovation of the Seas. We're on the very first official sailing here in Los Angeles. Ovation is kicking off its summer season here, which represents a new ship to Los Angeles, which is pretty cool. We're actually on a 3-night sailing. This one we actually got on board complimentary. It's nothing to do with the YouTube channel, by the way. Clear disclaimer, we didn't pay a single cent for this sailing. Royal Caribbean just invited us because of the travel agent's side of things, and I decided, well, of course we're gonna share every minute of it, but they have nothing to do with what my thoughts, takes, and opinions are of this ship. But let me tell you, Quantum class has always been one of my favorite classes in the Royal Caribbean fleet, so I'm excited for the next 3 days. And also, we're gonna do 3 days after this, just so you know. First things first, though, we always have to go do our muster station drill, so we're gonna go find where we have to go, which I think is in the Royal Theater. Dad is leading the way. I'm not really doing any thinking.
Your life jacket in the master station. Your master station goes here.
And the process is super simple. All you have to do is show up to your assembly station and then check in, so you know where to go in case of emergency. There's a whole video portion that you listen to and watch separately from this. But yes, one more thing before we get sorted. We're gonna go take care of our dining reservations because we didn't actually plan this one. We have no idea what we're doing for dining. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Alrighty, so we actually decided to come up to deck 13 where our cabin is because they're open. We actually boarded. There's so much information I'm leaving out, but we're just trying to get right to it. We ended up getting aboard at 3, so cabin's already open. It's a little bit of a late boarding because it's the first sailing. They had some international thing where they had to do an inspection of the ship because it was its first time arriving to Los Angeles. It came from Asia, which is pretty cool. 13124, the cabin is already actually open. Are we supposed to be here? Maybe? 124.
124, yes. Come on board. Thank you.
Okay, not done yet. Anyways, key cards here. We're gonna grab the key cards and oh, we get a really cool hat.
Yes,
2 hats. And then we will do a cabin tour later. Our room attendant's still working on the cabin, but we're gonna drop off some stuff so we don't have to carry everything around. So that was a miss on the cabin thing. Thought they would have been ready already, but it's all good. It is Saturday, by the way. Really cool. Go down to deck 4, take care of that dining thing we talked about. We made it onto deck 3, also music hall. We'll probably be in there a lot more, but deck 3 is also the casino, which is a thing that we normally cannot record during regular function hours. Oh, so music hall blends right into the casino. Interesting. I know that I have technically been on this cruise, but it has been quite a few years, so I kind of forget. So here's a brief look at the casino while we're in port. It's not open, so we can record. There's some table games for you. I don't really recognize any of them. Ultimate Texas, 3-card poker. There's a roulette table, blackjack, baccarat, all the stuff. I know that we didn't actually pay anything and Royal Caribbean gave this one to us for free, but I'm just saying that I have a feeling that the cruise line might make their money back on it. I think travel agents love to gamble. And I'm speaking from a little bit of experience, but not that much, because I never win. Oh, we probably have to go up 1. But this is a really interesting thing because on this ship, as a heads up, when we get there, we'll go over it. But the dining rooms, there's 4 different dining rooms on the cruise, but they're actually just the same menu every night as they rotate through the traditional Royal Caribbean menu. Alrighty, for our sailing, just our sailing specific, it's open seating, basically my time, starting at 5:30. As soon as we feel like we're ready to eat, then we show up and hopefully they get us a table quick. We'll see how that all goes. But normally there's a traditional and whole thing. Anyways, that'll all be explained later, I'm sure. Since we're all sorted, it's time to go up to the buffet. We made it to the top deck. Oh, I should have taken the stairs. I do this thing where I usually take the stairs, but I didn't do that. Whoops.
Wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
I guess that means we have to wash our hands now.
Washy, washy.
Turns out I do wash my hands. We're gonna do the impressive trick of doing one hand to get our meal for lunch. Oh, hey, they have the stir fry station. Of course, we had to get stir fry. That's what we do. I feel like there's one of 5 things that I usually always get on cruises, and it's like the first bite, that is. It's usually always the same sandwich that Royal Caribbean does, which we could have done on this ship. 270 is open and available. We could have gone there. We'll be there in a little bit. Hot dog or a burger, like when we're on Carnival, or stir fry. I don't know why it's always my favorite thing. Love it. This one's a little bit different though. You have to get the vegetables, and then you give him the plate, and then he makes the stir fry. You could do either rice or noodles. I went with noodles, as per usual. What a beautiful first bite aboard Ovation. Ovation? A beautiful first bite on Ovation. Kind of scared I might forget the name of the ship. Now, one thing I'm usually a little worried about with buffets is that I never actually know what the menu is going to be. This sailing could be different from next sailing and different from next sailing. So like, let's say if you came and watched this video and you saw something that you really liked, or that I really liked, and I said, you should do this, and it may not be there, I'd feel really bad. But the stir fry, that is always there for sure. Love that. Can't go wrong. It's Steven approved. One thing I wanted to know, when you're on board, as soon as you get on board, the first thing you should do, and I forgot about this actually, is you want to make reservations for the North Star and iFly experience. They're free for certain times, sometimes also cost money. Ah, sheesh. Okay, so I was trying to briefly talk a little bit about the whole iFly thing and North Star experience, and I couldn't get it to work. And then suddenly I decided, why don't we just try right now? And it took it. So we're gonna go and do the North Star experience, because it let us book it. We'll see if we can get on, and we can show you exactly right now. But yeah, lesson learned, make sure you book those things right away. We might be too late. Who knows? I guess we barely made it.
There you go.
Hey, North Star. Thank you. Anyways, that was the North Star experience. It's a really cool little gondola thing that goes up, and you can kind of see the scenery. We got to see all of LA. It would have been nicer to do a sea day on that. I will say that usually sea days, that is when they do the extended flight, and where they take the North Star and they go over the ocean. We didn't really do that because, you know, you're over port. It's a whole thing. But on sea days, that's when it happens, and that's the extended experience that costs extra on those sea days. I really like it for Alaska. One day I'll get it and I'll nail it. We'll be on a Quantum class ship and we'll do that in Alaska. That'd be really cool. But even for a regular sea day would have been cool. But to see Los Angeles, this is the first time we're in Los Angeles. We might as well celebrate it right. So that was really cool. I think we're trying to figure something out with North Star, with the iFly, which is the wind tunnel thing over in the back of the ship. Did you know that was on board? We'll go see it. So we got our iFly booked for the last day of this ship. So for your information, port days, I think I said this already for North Star, same thing with iFly. The port days are the free days. So on the last day is when we're going to do iFly. It's gonna be the last thing, a day in Ensenada, that's when we're doing it. So stay tuned for that. I guess that's just a really important lesson. When we were there, we asked for what times were available. And as we were talking to the person at the desk, literally reservations were disappearing right in front of us, because that's how it goes. So my recommendation, if I didn't say this already, I should say it. On the first day, at the first moment you get aboard, the first thing you should do, maybe not the Mustard's Grill, you should do that, but the first thing you should do, connect to Wi-Fi, hop on the Royal Caribbean app, and get your iFly and North Star experience booked. If you want to do it for free, it's going to be in the port days, and they're going to be available as soon as you board. Definitely worth doing, just hard to get. On a short day, like a 3-day like this, everyone wants to do it, so it's going to be a competition. So the earlier you get aboard, the earlier you hop on that app, the better it works out. So at least we got one. Welcome to the SeaPlex, an indoor complex, sports complex that has bumper cars. Now the bumper cars is free, you just gotta find the time on the app when they're happening it, and then you gotta hop in line. That's the hard part about it, is getting in line. Usually there's a long line, but I think right now, perfect time. But when it's not bumper cars, there's usually a basketball court, a volleyball court, or even pickleball court for those who love it. And we'll explore a little bit more later, but they do have Xbox upstairs. The gamer inside me is like, yes, even though I'm definitely not going to play it at all. Not enough time. I'm not going on a cruise just to play a video game. All right, one thing you need to know, by the way, I'm way over here. My dad's holding the camera, thank you. You need to wear closed-toe shoes when you do it. Dad didn't have it, so he's got to stay, and he's got to hold the camera. Sorry, Dad. Love you, but I have a microphone on me, so that's why you can hear me. Pretty cool.
Okay.
But next time, wear closed-toe shoes, Dad. Let's do this. Bumper car time.
Press the pedal and spin the wheel.
Alrighty, let's get some people. Let's take them out. Whoa, that's a crazy hit. Going bounce to bounce. That's the whole point. Oh, and that was bumper cars. I heard a lot. Thank you for holding the camera, Dad. And that's why you should wear your shoes, closed-toe shoes. Also, side note, this is where the ping pong tables are, and they're not in the open, so the ping pong balls aren't going to go flying like they do on other ships. The thing that I really like about Ovation is that it is meant for cold weather cruising. Now, of course, right now it is summer, so we want to be outside, but then again, maybe it's just a little too hot, so you want to be inside. Love that. They made the whole concept so that way you could be on the indoors when it's hot or cold, no matter what weather. They have this Xbox section, which you can go grab and borrow a controller. It's free. I don't know why. It's such a cool concept. Would I play Xbox on a cruise? Yeah, I think I would. It's open to anyone, so maybe I should do that. No, of course not. There's too much to do on board. So anyways, short recap. Bottom floor, cool sports area with tons of stuff that can rotate in and out. Keep an eye on this app or the schedule or the calendar or the cruise compass to see what's going on. But then yeah, got little ping pong tables over here, some air hockey, and Xbox. Such a cool concept. For those of you who don't know, California does get colder in the winter, so during winter months, this is the place to go. And random enough, the SeaPlex is where you can find the SeaPlex Doghouse. It's just, I love hot dogs, so I'm just throwing that in there. Love this place. We'll eat there maybe tomorrow or the day after. Out of the SeaPlex to the outdoors, because sometimes you need to see a little bit of sun. We've been outside already, but a quick look at the pool area. So we have one main pool. You have the Sky Bar over there, and the North Star Bar, I think, above. And then on one side you have the kids pool play area. And it's kind of a little cool. It's called the Splash Zone. There's some slides, some water fountains and whatnot, and there's a little whirlpool, and I mean literally whirlpool. Like people are like floating in circles on that. That's kind of cool. So you're probably like, Steven, hold on, this is the largest cruise in California and there's only one pool? Doesn't stop there yet, friend. Let's keep going. Because this ship has an indoor pool. And hot tubs too. Perfect for your cooler weather. Also, that's where your pool bar is, in case if you're wondering. But yeah, this is one of my favorite parts about this ship, is the complete indoor pool. And it looks nice. It's nice and calm. It is any age, so you could come. If kids, families, you are allowed, totally allowed. It's not like this is an adult-only pool. But there is one of those too. Welcome to the adults-only area, the solarium. I'm sorry to my younger friends, but this is for 18 or older, and it is one of the best solariums across the Royal Caribbean fleet, might I say. It is a little warmer in here, but it's nice, calm, relaxing. They have a really cool pool design. There's hot tubs, there's a bar. You really can't go wrong in this solarium. I love it. It's definitely a place that you want to go and relax. And if you come to the wings, hey, look at this. We can find ourselves out to the side of the ship. Pretty cool. Now, I'm actually not 100% sure if this is going to be accessible during sea days, but while we're in port, it's a really cool little observation view to see just down the side of the ship. We're actually standing right above the bridge. Now, I know that when you come and you see Ovation of the Seas, if you've seen Oasis, if you've seen Icon of the Seas, you're gonna look at this ship and you're think, this is kind of just a standard size ship. But I love the design of the ship. It's not bigger is better. It's just what Royal Caribbean has done to make this ship stand out from the rest of their fleet. We started from the very back with a skydiving simulator, and of course they had the flow rider. We went and saw that they have an indoor SeaPlex where there's bumper cars and there's going to be sports later. There's Xbox on the cruise. I mean, most people are probably PlayStation, but Xbox, that's kind of cool. Then the pool deck, it's a nice built pool deck, nice splash zone, and then you keep going in an indoor pool, which I think is really great, especially because I think we're actually going into some rough weather coming up. Hopefully it's not too bad. But then you have the adults only area all the way at the front, from the back to the front of the ship. This is an amazing layout. I love it, everything about it. You have your thrills all the way down to your chills, and Solarium is just an amazing way to cap up from the pool deck area. And of course, we'll go in depth to all of this later throughout the cruise, but just as we're boarding, and of course we got on late, so we're trying to rush through everything. It's already 5:40, it's almost time to eat dinner. Actually, it's already time to eat dinner, but we're just going from thing to thing, and we haven't even seen our room yet, not really at least. So I guess let's head back to our cabin. Welcome to our home. All right, now that we can actually have some time in the cabin, I just wanted to say we got these really cool inaugural Los Angeles Summer 2025 Ovation hats. That is cool. Thank you, Royal Caribbean, for that. This is really cool. Just a little bit of background. I'm sure I briefly explained it, but we're on a 3-day cruise going to Ensenada and back out of Los Angeles, and this is the first official sailing of a summer of fun with Ovation of the Seas. I cannot believe that a Quantum class ship has come to California. It is so beautiful. It's one of the nicer ships in Royal Caribbean's fleet, as you've heard. I love this ship so much, and the fact that we got to be invited on this one, and it's all because of the travel agent work that we do. This isn't a plug or a promotion, but this is just to give you guys information that this sailing we did not pay for. So would it be a little biased? Maybe, but it's not for the video. I just happen to bring the vlog camera wherever I go. Royal Caribbean invited us because of the travel agent work, not because of the YouTube work. Royal Caribbean, please notice me. I'll do more of this. But no, we're just documenting and having some fun with a really awesome cruise, and I'm really excited. We actually did initially book the original first sailing here in California, but then Royal Caribbean snuck this one in a little bit later on, so we booked this a little bit more last minute, or we were invited a little bit more last minute to do this, which, I mean, I'm grateful. It's a free cruise. It was just a drive down. We were already coming to the ship, but the fact that we get an extra 3 days to really break it down and to really enjoy it, I love that. It is going to be such a bonus, and hopefully we will continue pushing forward. There's so much to talk about on this ship, and the fact that we're only doing 3 days, the idea of only a 3-day cruise is crazy to me, but sometimes that's all you have time for. So hey, we're going to live it, we're going to love it, and now it's time to do our 60-second room tour. 60-second room tour starting now. As always, we like to start here at the front, and here is all your safety information. Sleeping off the Adventure sign. This is the air conditioning. This is your lights. You do need a card, but thankfully they provided a card already. Here into the bathroom. Oh, also full length mirror. Hello, me. And we come into the bathroom. You got your standard sink, toilet, some shelving below, some shelving on the side, and the shower. Look at this adjustable shower head, dish soap, this tray for your soap, and soap from Royal Caribbean that I don't recommend using. It's a hair and body wash from Salt and Breeze. Whatever. As far as space is concerned, it's not too bad. I'm okay. Let's step out into the main part of the room, and here is the bed. It could be converted into twin or a full size, or a king bed, as I should say. Tons of hangers in case if you want to hang stuff. There's a nightstand, one US outlet on the side for you to charge stuff. Then on the opposite side, we have the phone, no outlet, another nightstand, closet space, tons of shelving, more hanger space right here. This is a safe, drawers, and then a desk, 2 US, 2 USBs, 1 international, a kettle for whatever reason. There's a mini fridge down here, tons of drawer space with a hair dryer, and then the couch, and then there is the balcony. And time. I think I went over. Also, the captain started doing an announcement. Whew. I think I went over. I'm sorry about that. There's a lot to cover in this cabin. As always, on this channel, we like to do 60-second room tours because it's fun. It makes me have to work for it, and I try to get all the information in 60 seconds because attention spans tend to run short. So Captain's talking, and I guess we're gonna hear the alarm soon. Let's do it.
We've got so much fun in store for you. Lots of wonderful entertainment, activities, events, surprises, and more. But again, welcome on board, and we're so happy to have you sailing with us.
So that alarm you heard in the previous scene is the safety alarm. So when you hear that, bad thing. But at the beginning of the cruise, that means it's time to set sail, and that means it's time to party. But it's 6:30, and it's time to eat dinner. So we went to go see the party for a quick second, and now I'm dark. So went to go see the party for a quick second, and now that was it. But yeah, so usually you hear the alarm, that means the party is just about to begin. And since the party's begun, it's time to eat. We're old. It's 6:30. Let's go. So we'll be heading all the way from the top of 14 down to the bottom of 3. That's 11 decks down. That's a lot of decks, Dad.
Too many for me to walk.
Deck 3. Here we are. To the back of the ship to find the restaurants. Oh, there's literally a sign.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Woo. Honestly, I thought the line was going to be a lot worse, but phew, it's wide open. Welcome. I forgot which one we walked into, but wow, this one's the elegant one. Feels fancy, doesn't it? Welcome to the main dining room. Like I mentioned earlier, there are 4 restaurants, but all the same menu, 4 different themes. Pretty cool. I do like the designs on some of these restaurants, but when you come into the main dining room, it's going to be your standard Royal Caribbean fare. On the first night, it's going to be the welcome aboard menu. It's a good menu. Can't go wrong with it. Of course, this main dining room is complimentary, and there are 3 things you can do when scheduling your dinner plans. There's one going to be 5 o'clock or early seating, or you have late seating or at 8:30. Don't like the early or late option, there's my time dining, which you can sign up for, which means you do kind of what we did, and you walk into the dining room, and if there's space available, then you sit down. But unlike today, normally it's a little bit busier because, well, this sailing is just quite frankly not at full capacity. We're only at 3,000 guests aboard when there's usually closer to 4,500. But sometimes my time on a regular true sailing, when it's crowded, it can be a little hectic. So plan and pack your patience for this. But for dinner, it was a good dinner, not a bad start to a cruise. At some point during dinner, we did start leaving, so I guess it's time to say a see you real soon to Los Angeles. We spent all the time exploring the outside. I guess now it's time to go inside into the lower decks. Let's do it. Welcome to the Royal Theater for Live, Love, Legs. So there are 2 main Royal Caribbean productions, one here in the main theater, which is the one we're about to see, and another in 270, which is a lounge we haven't even been to yet, so we'll get to it when we get there. But ultimately, the 270 show, Spectra, does require reservations. This theater show does not. I mean, you can walk in, whenever you see the showtime listed, you'll walk into the main theater, to the Royal Theater, all the way in the front of the ship. The other Spectra in the back in 270, that one does require reservations. So hopefully it's not too complicated. Hopefully it works out for you. But I've heard this one is an adults intended show. So we will watch and show what we can, and then we'll get back to you at the end of it.
Let's go. Make no excuses now. I'm talking here. I'm talking here now. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Live, Love, Legs.
Melody, it makes me want to cry. Boy, you know you're beautiful. I know you heard it before. Boy, you know you're wrong. Nobody even comes close.
Right uncomfortable. 'Cause I know what the girls in me. New York to Haiti. I got a lipstick stamp on my passport. Make it hard to read. And you deserve it. You deserve it. Captain Smith and Poker Hearted. Hope if there
was Love Live Legs. Leg Live Loves? Love Legs Live? Legs Live Love Live. Anyways, that was the show. I hope you enjoyed it. Thoughts on the performance? Honestly, the cast, phenomenal. The singing, the dancing, all of it was amazing. Beautiful cast, seriously. The cast have nothing bad to say about it. One of the female singers, above and beyond, she hit some really high notes, and that was pretty impressive. Now, I will say, is it a kid-friendly show? I've seen more offensive shows, for sure, so that's not the worst one. I feel like if you've been on Quantum, Sequins and Feathers is a little bit worse than this. But it's along this showgirl theme, which I don't know why. Like, Royal Caribbean has 3 or 4 shows that are just about this. Navigator of the Seas has Showgirls, Quantum has Sequins and Feathers, and this one has another version of that show. I don't know why. It's just a thing. They do it. And it's pretty good, actually. This one I actually really enjoyed. But there was one sequence that I'm a little confused about. I don't know why. It's a thing in all 3 of the shows where they do a little bit of projection and singing. It's a little awkward and weird. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is. Not a bad show. I do highly recommend it. Watching it at least once. It was a delight, I will say. I thought I was going to go into this thinking it was really bad. So, thumbs up. But as a reminder, you can just walk into this show. If you see it available, go and watch it. It's a good show. You don't need a reservation. Just show up a little bit before and get some good seats. And just really quickly decided to come back out to see where we are, what the outside looks like, and whew, what a beautiful night. I thank God for such a beautiful day. Wow. The sun's already set, but my gosh, beautiful. Oh, and one thing that I forgot to add about the show is that they are actually, I think there's a legitimate crew filming the show. You can kind of see it right there. It's kind of cool thing that they're filming. I think they're doing some promotional thing. I mean, it is a free travel agent sailing, so it's not like a true official sailing. You couldn't book it if you wanted to. So I'm assuming that yeah, they're just going to use their media team and film whatever they need, unless it's some random YouTuber. But I wish I could go up there one day and just film up close like that guy was. I feel like you can watch any YouTuber and you can see what they focus on and what they're really good at is generally what they love. I'm not really good at anything, so I guess I don't really love anything. So anyways, we're gonna go explore some of the inside of the ship as we make our way from the front to the theater all the way to the back. Also on deck 5 right outside of the theater, this is where the photo gallery is, but this is also where you find the schooner bar, the piano bar.
All night long, yeah. It was all night long. It was just a little hit. You can't start a fire. Can't start a fire without that spark. And this comes while. Even though it's anger and a shame, I'm leaving the fire is still burning. One more time. La 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 la. Jesus freaks out in those streets. I hand me the tickets I forgot. All the close a tiny dancer. I got the headlights on that highway. Laying down sheets of linen.
As we continue heading back from the schooner bar, by the way, just a real quick of the shops of the Royal Esplanade, we will head down there maybe a little later. But I have already spotted what we're after. Not the person in the camera, the ship model, that one right there, this one, you can see it. That's what we're looking for. Let's go. They have them. As we continue heading by, we're passing right by Azumi's, which is a sushi specialty restaurant. So if you were to come aboard the ship, I think it's like a $40 to $50 cover charge. I'm not exactly sure, but totally worth it. Love Azumi's. It's a great specialty restaurant. Most of the dining on board is included, but those specialty restaurants like Azumi or maybe Chop Steakhouse or Jamie's Italian, all those cost extra, but that's okay because they're usually pretty worth it, I think. Though on this sailing, they are free, but you have to be invited, and we don't really know anyone. We don't even know how we got on this sailing, so we're not invited. kind of unfortunate. So instead of going to Zumi's, we're gonna just head downstairs to the Amber and Oak, the pub on board this cruise.
Like a heartbeat drives you mad. In the stillness of every what you have, only out there fading straight.
Continue further into the Royal Esplanade. I wanted to mention that there are balloons up for a midnight balloon drop. To be honest, I have no idea if this is a normal thing on other cruises. I feel like it's just a celebration because it's the first sailing in Los Angeles that we're doing the balloon drop, but if it's on every cruise, then that's pretty cool. But it's not as big as on Oasis or Icon class. It's kind of weird that there's just one strip of balloons. So, back up on deck 5, and we're gonna keep on heading all the way to the back. Some cool artwork here, not gonna lie. Normally a restaurant, but welcome to 270 for some experience show.
We filmed this in a studio. There was a lot of ups and downs. There was an emergency. One of the performers got hurt, but of course persevered through. And the result is this incredible film called Ocean Nights. But again, I want to take this opportunity to welcome you on board. Again, I'm your cruise director, Brian. Thank you so much for being here, and get set for a very exciting cruise. We'll see you around, everyone.
Well, welcome to 270. What you saw was just a brief tech demonstration of what 270 as a venue has to offer. There's a cool show coming up I think tomorrow, we'll talk about it. Caught the tail end of the 270 experience, which kind of just shows off some of the cool functionalities and what they came up with, those bionic screens. Now, Quantum class, which is Ovation's class of ship, is known for the class of technology. So a lot of the technology, a lot of the fun stuff came out of this ship where they tried a lot of new and interesting ideas. And so that is what 270 is. It's a fun venue. At the moment, it's designed for a show, but tomorrow when we come back, I promise you it'll be a little more breathtaking because we will get to see floor to ceiling windows while we're at sea. That's pretty cool, at least to me. We would have made it here earlier in the day, but we just happened to not make it. So this is the brief showcase of what this area looks like. We'll really go over it tomorrow. But meanwhile, when it's not being actively used for entertainment or any activities, then it just turns into a wonderful place to just grab a chair and lounge and have fun.
On behalf of all of us, thank you so much for being here for our big West Coast debut. We're down to 10 seconds. I'll count us down. Here we go. 10, 9, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And like that, we've made it to the end of our evening. I just want to say the balloon drop was a little bit of fun, just a shorter thing, not too big of a deal. This is not a normal thing that you're going to see on an Ovation of the Seas sailing, but because it's the first ever, it's the inaugural, it's the beginning of the season, they decided they want to do something a little special in doing the balloon drop, which I thought was pretty cool. It's normally an Oasis or Icon class thing, but to have it on Ovation in the small Esplanade, it was a little intimate, but it was a really awesome moment because it really does signify the beginning of an awesome season here in California. I cannot believe that we have a Quantum class ship come to Los Angeles and we're here on the first sailing, first night completed of an amazing season. Ultimately, you already can tell that I love this ship. This has been a phenomenal day. It was a short day, but so much packed in. I'm sorry it was such a jump from place to place to place to place, but hey, You know, sometimes that's what it's like. We still have plenty of days ahead of us. This series is not over yet. We're just getting started. I'd like to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow, we are going to be waking up with a beautiful day at sea, and we're gonna kind of show you what it's like to be on one of those invitation travel agent only cruises. I know that a good amount of you that watch are actually travel agents, so it'll be interesting for you guys to see if you've never been to one, and those who are not travel agents or just regular guests who love cruising or just happen to have stumbled upon the video. Hey, tomorrow is gonna be a fun thing. It's gonna be a little bit of a different thing, I think, but a little outside of the normal. We'll show what the differences are, but I'll also make sure that if you're a regular guest, you know exactly what it's going to be like too. And as always though, this isn't a goodbye, but just a see ya real soon.